What's up, everyone? Welcome to Sofia with an F. I am here with my stuffed animal that is wearing a Skims sweater that I am going to be replacing because his wardrobe did not get lost when he sent it out to the dry and fold. However, it's kind of, I think this should say swaff or something, Maybe we just cross out the Kims of it all. I'm very excited to record this week's episode, and I am remembering the days when I was a smoker. I need to take a sip out of this water right now. And speaking of smoking, actually, I'm about to hit the 6 to 9 month timeline, which is where people start to see visible results on their face post quitting smoking. And I'm very, very excited about that, right in time for my wedding, which I'm just not going to talk about for a very long time because it's a little bit too close to home and too close to today's date. And it's kind of freaking me out. I finally picked a wedding dress, though. So that is kind of a huge, big, major life update. It happened, and I will share more details. But I just said I'm not talking about wedding stuff. Another little update. I got a new phone that I'm very, very excited about. Yes, I'm out here raw dogging life, and there's no phone case on said new, very, expensive phone. But there's one that's going to show up that I ordered from Amazon, and it should be here tomorrow. And we now have 500 something gigabytes of storage to work with, which I would like to say that I was being proactive and I'm just living a content creator lifestyle. But really what happened is neither Soph or I could upload one photo without running into issues. And I looked at Soph and I was like, no. We are elevating in 2026. We're both getting new phones. Go get a new phone. And then I did as well, and I'm very excited. And I'm really glad that Soph is in the room with us because this is really a hang. I have some stuff that I'm very excited to talk about, okay? And this is a rare instance where I am not doing this just 100% in the dark and reading and giving my commentary just on the fly. There will be quite a bit of that, obviously, because that's how I like to roll. But I read through these questions, and they're questions I keep getting lately. And we're going to be covering everything from how to deal with judgment from others, especially when you're trying something new, romantic relationship non-negotiables, and staying grounded. And I could not be more grounded than in this exact moment, let me tell you. So let's kick it off. Number 1, what's a mindset that's helped you feel more grounded lately? Okay, there's a few, and there's 2 that I want to talk about. One is more recent than the other one, but I'm going to tell you about both. One of them is less is more. The other one is impermanence. I've talked about impermanence before. Impermanence is knowing that things have a finite amount of time to them. And for me personally, I know a lot of people find it grim or macabre thinking about life being a finite thing and life ending. I find it to be this very, hey, let's put into perspective thought. When I am sitting here and I'm like, oh my God, I look so hideous. When am I going to learn how to do my makeup? And my under eye bags are size 40 Birkin bag, each of them right now. And just like all of these things, even major things too. Like, do I want to move to Europe? Do I want my career to go this way? Do I want to come off this way? Does any of it really matter if you take into account the fact that you're going to be dead? Like, you are going to be dead in the ground or cremated or, does it really, really matter? I personally don't think it does. Not that much. Not to any degree that I should be spending, hours thinking about it or stressing over it. If you want to think about it, fine. Stress over it. Life is way too short, and that's assuming I live a full life. Like, honestly, I could knock on wood right now. I could get hit by a bus tomorrow, and I just know if I'm levitating and my soul has left my body and I'm looking at myself on the street while someone's calling 911, I am going to be like, that's so crazy that you spent a full hour yesterday stressed about this one work thing. I will be pissed. I will be livid. I want to be levitating 6 feet above the ground, looking at my no longer alive self and think, thank God you were zero stressed yesterday and lived the day like you wanted to within reason and had fun and let loose. Again, within reason. Because it's also not like, you know what, you could be dead tomorrow. Let's fuck it up. Let's go out till 5 a.m. every single night and like do Molly and just, live our lives. Because that's not sustainable if you don't die tomorrow. You know what I mean? So everything within reason. My second mindset shift would be less is more. I know I just talked about like stress, but when I say less is more, there is such a hustle culture, especially in America, especially in a big city like New York, especially if you are a millennial, or in your 20s too. I mean, it's like across the board. Fun fact, I have a mutual friend that lives in Milan, and he is Italian. He is fantastic, and he's an attorney. He's great. And he told me that Italians can tell if you are a visitor. What are visitors called, Soph? Tourists. Italians can tell you're a tourist by the pace at which you're walking. If you are speed walking with your purse and like swerving in and out of people and just trying to get to your destination, that is like the obvious, okay, this person is not from around here. And I found that to be very interesting because in New York, I am at a basic literally 1.001 mile away from jogging 24/7. I probably walk, the speed at which I walk is faster than me at a jog. And you know what? I guess that goes to show, and I'm going to kind of reel that back maybe, but also not because I put on 10 pounds. But the less is more thing has been kind of the most recent and biggest game changer. And I haven't implemented that mindset to 100% yet. It's a work in progress, but I used to, especially when it comes to work, think the reason you are not where you want to be is because you're not doing enough, you're not spending enough time, you're not prioritizing work enough, and you're not putting out enough content. Like more content will get you where you want to go. Now, that's kind of a fact. Like I can't say that that's not a truth, but in my instance and how I approach making content, being on camera, and anything in that vein, I will never be that person. And if I am, it will come at the cost of the content not being true to me and not feeling good. But also, when you're just attacking everything like that across the board, 100 miles per hour, more is more is more, there's this sustainability thing. But what actually ends up happening is you are producing less in the sense of, okay, I'm going to wreck my sleep. I'm going to put my self-care to the side, and I will, get to those things once I feel I've put out enough work and enough material and enough advancement. The thing is, if you don't have the basics locked in and prioritized, sleep, your health, your mental well-being, all of your work and hustle is not going to land. And it's not going to be sustainable, but more so, it's actually going to backfire. And you're going to be like, none of this was worth it because I actually slept a total of 4 hours for 3 nights in a row. And it ended up taking me 10x the amount of time to do one thing because my brain wasn't working. You know what I mean? It's like you have to make sure your brain is healthy to excel and to push forward and to advance. It's not like let's white knuckle this shit and let's blast off. It doesn't work. So I used to be the pop Addy, let's fucking go. Let's just make sure that we keep going, keep pushing, and keep grinding. No. I'm like, I've actually done with the grinding today, and I'm going to have a wind down routine and a healthy dinner and a bedtime. And I've been like night and day. That's not even a joke. Let's go on to the next question, shall we? Sloots, I have always been about optimizing my time, my energy, and my overall bandwidth. And sure, there is something serendipitous and really cute about running into your soulmate at the grocery store, but I don't go to the grocery store and I don't have time to be frequenting one. You know what I mean? And in the new year, like Kylie Jenner said, it's the year of realizing stuff, the moments where you feel yourself becoming who you really are. That's what I love about the dating app Field. It's free from ads, completely independent, and built for curious, playful, open-minded people. Field doesn't gatekeep connection. There's no algorithm telling you what you should want. The only person who gets to decide that is you. And the Field community is famous for change. In fact, 62% of members say their sexuality, interests, or desires evolve within their first year on the app. In a space with no pressure to be anything, who might you become? There's also no fast swipe culture here. You can take your time, revisit profiles, and actually sit with the traction. With over 20 sexuality and gender identities, room for friendship, and features like shared desires that show what you have in common right away, Field makes honesty feel natural. Download Field, spelled F-E-E-L-D, on the App Store or Google Play. I've honestly been shopping on Revolve since I can remember, and it is still my go-to anytime I need an outfit for any occasion, whether it's to ski, sun, or curl up on the couch but look cute loungewear. I always find it at Revolve. Elevated basics, new arrivals, pieces that make me feel and look good with new releases every single day. I just ordered a Ralph Lauren baseball cap, which I've been wanting for a while because it's iconic. Shopping on Revolve.com is also just easy. The curated edits actually help you find your vibe, the recommendations feel spot on, and the similar item suggestions save you from endless scrolling. Whether it's a weekend away, a big night out, or a much-needed wardrobe refresh, your dream wardrobe is just one click away. Head to revolve.com/Sofia, shop my edit, and take 15% off your first order with code Sofia. Fast 2-day shipping, easy returns. It's literally the only place I shop. That's revolve.com/Sofia for 15% off with code Sofia. Offer ends March 5th. Money, money, money. I don't know about you guys, but in this new year, I have still not really spent the time to look into exactly how I'm spending and if I'm maximizing it all until very, very recently. There are so many options, so many opinions on how to develop good habits that actually make sense when it comes to your finances. Well, sloots, I've found the perfect thing, and let me introduce you to Tellus. Tellus actually began as a property management app, helping owners and managers collect rent, communicate with tenants, and stay organized. But today, Tellus goes further, helping everyday people grow their money. Tellus is reimagining how everyday people can grow by offering a high-yield savings wallet powered by real estate. The app includes a digital wallet designed to help your money go to work for you without complexity. It's simple and clear. You can move funds in and out easily, track your daily growth, and access your money whenever you need it, with no processing fees and no locked up funds. There are also no fees to open or use Tellus. You can even earn better rates by engaging in positive financial behaviors like learning through Tellus daily trivia or setting goals for yourself. Learn more at tellusapp.com or search Tellus, that's TELLUS, in the Apple App Store or Android store. Tellus, earn more daily. Tellus is not a bank. Tellus is not FDIC insured. This really cute girlie wrote in, "Hi, Sofia. I'm trying to push myself to become more comfortable choosing a non-traditional career path, but I struggle with the judgment from everyone around me, even from strangers. I can imagine you felt similarly since you were the original female podcaster. Do you have any advice for the second guessing and anxiety?" Phenomenal question. Really, really incredible question. I will start by saying I'm not immune, but I'm the closest thing that a human being could be to being immune. And the reason being is, again, it all goes back to impermanence. You're going to be fucking dead in a ditch and your brain isn't going to work. People are going to forget who the fuck you were. Okay? Do you care if hundreds of people, thousands of people, millions of people thought that you were cringe? Really? Are you going to end your life on that note and be like, oh my God, these people in Wisconsin were at a party talking shit about me? No, I promise you, no, you will not. I can name some other things that you might be like, why did I fucking live my life like that? Why did I choose, to stay in these relationships and do this thing and fucking stay in this job that was most soul-sucking, horrendous, basically is the reason I'm on Prozac job, you're going to regret doing all that and staying in all that. What you're not going to regret, I promise you, no matter how uncomfortable the feeling is saying, fuck them. I think that's like a Mel Robbins book and a little thing she coined. Let them. Okay, well, I'm coining something a little bit more powerful, which is fuck them. You could let them, but you can also just fuck them. And I think that's where it's at. So I'm coining that one. Let them think what they want to think and fuck them. Who cares? Literally, who cares? Even like, and then, people will try to make you feel better, and they'll give you this one, which is, these people are, fucking losers and they're trolls and they just don't have a life and they're jealous and blah, blah, blah. And like, do you care about their opinion? You kind of do. Like, you actually really do. You do care about, an opinion is an opinion. If someone says something about you, it doesn't matter who's saying it. It can be cutting. And so I've never found like solace in that. But what I think about is, I don't care if Steve Jobs came back from the dead to be like, you're kind of a joke and you will amount to nothing. I'd be like, okay, Steve, cool. Bye. You're going to die and I'm going to die. So I actually don't really care. I don't know. That mind shift is what works for me. Also, don't like live in just understand this. This is something that I can say about people and their behavior. People know how to speak confident and authoritative. That's it. They don't actually know more than you do. And that one took me a very long time to realize. Like, I actually know best. And when I don't, it's because none of us fucking know. And there you have it. Okay, next question. I feel like everywhere I look lately, someone's talking about GLP-1s. Friends, family, even doctors. And what really stands out to me is how much they can support an overall health journey, not just weight loss. People talk about better lab numbers, more energy, and a whole new level of confidence. What surprised me most, I always thought GLP-1s would be complicated or intimidating, especially with injections, but now there's an FDA-approved GLP-1 pill, a much more convenient way to try it with comparable results to the shot. That's where Ro comes in. Ro offers the first FDA-approved GLP-1 pill for weight loss at the lowest cost around, using the same weight loss ingredients as the shot. On average, patients can lose up to 14% of their body weight in a year. It's one daily pill designed to help reduce cravings and help you feel fuller. Starting with Ro is simple: 100% online care, access to FDA-approved medications, a free insurance check, side effect management, and dosing support. Plus, if you're eligible, you could start medication in as little as a week when paying cash. Go to ro.co/Sofia to see if you are eligible for the new GLP-1 pill on Ro. That's ro.co/Sofia to get started on Ro. Go to ro.co/safety for boxed warning and full safety information about GLP-1 medications. Based on study in non-diabetics with obesity or overweight, plus a weight-related condition with diet and exercise. All right, let's be real. If your gut is off, everything feels off. Your digestion, energy, mood, even focus, it all starts in your gut. Every day, your gut is fighting a silent war against processed foods, stress, and even toxins in the air. And when your gut struggles, your whole body feels it. That's why I trust Just Thrive Probiotic. Most probiotics never make it to your gut alive, and that's why they don't work. But Just Thrive is clinically proven to arrive 100% alive and deliver measurable results. And it does something no other probiotic can. It turns your gut into an antioxidant factory, creating protective compounds exactly where you need them most. For you, that means better digestion, healthy immunity, more energy, and easy weight management. Just Thrive Probiotic comes in capsules or berry-flavored gummies, so there's an option for everyone in the family. I love the gummy. It's like a little treat that's actually good for you. For over a decade, Just Thrive has been helping thousands of people take control of their health with science-backed solutions you can trust. From their award-winning probiotic to their full line of gut, immune, and brain health supplements, Just Thrive is ready to help you live your healthiest life. So here's my challenge. Try Just Thrive Probiotic for 90 days, risk-free. Visit justthrivehealth.com and save 20% with promo code Sofia. See the difference for yourself or get a full product refund. No questions asked. Take the 90-day Just Thrive Probiotic Challenge today at justthrivehealth.com/Sofia. Be the best you with Just Thrive. Why do so many girls see me as a threat? Anytime I meet a new guy, whether he's an ex or a friend, there is always a girl that instantly has a problem with me, even if we've never met. Oh, and then she asked, is there something I can do about this or something I need to change about myself? ? Valid question that I don't entirely have the answer to, because I have been in similar situations more than a handful of times, let's just say, and I've reacted usually by trying to make myself small. And even to this day, Allie and I joke about this all the time. If I know I'm going to go somewhere where I'm meeting someone's boyfriend or their husband or something like that, I will make sure to dress in the least threatening way I possibly can. And okay, we're going baggy. I kind of just do that in general, which I blame my, 3 religions upbringing, but that doesn't actually work. Do I think there's something to be said? And I know this is probably putting the blame on the woman and putting the blame on how she's fucking dressing, which is insane. But I will say, I think that there is something about showing up and not showing up with your sexuality being the highlight and the forward part. I do think that there is something in that, but I have tried to be so fucking nice and don't really say anything that could be taken a certain way and maybe try to impress and be just like a fucking shell of myself to some degree. And when the guy talks to me, literally pretend he doesn't exist and, not answer him like a creep. I've done those things, and sometimes I'll catch myself doing those things. Those things, though, really just shut you off. And the reality of the situation is people, especially women, are not going to change their mind about you. It's the fuck them theory. Okay. So fuck them. But also, women are we thrive on conversations with one another. You know what I mean? If I was only surrounded by dudes for the rest of my life, then the fuck them theory would actually not apply because I wouldn't want to be on the planet anymore. But also, women like feed and thrive, and I think are their absolute best and happiest when they're connecting with other women. And so I think shutting yourself off is not the way to do it. I think it's corny, but being yourself, and also I think you can have spatial and general awareness, right? Like whether it's this guy's friend or an ex or just a girl you don't know that enters the fucking room and enters the group dynamic and enters your dynamic with this said dude, I think it's worth putting in a little bit extra effort in trying to converse and be nice with said girl, you know? But that is a really tough one. And there are going to be women that are just like clock you right away and are deeply insecure and are going to hate you no matter what. And in that case, okay, you fine. They don't apply to your reality. They are literally just a physical being without a name or a soul. I'm very good. And that's called object permanence, okay? Next question. What's something you wish people stop being so hard on themselves about? Timelines. I think either timelines or confusion, because confusion is like a natural, normal state. And if you don't know where you're going to get your next job, if you don't know who you are going to be with romantically, if you're going to be with someone, if you don't know what the fuck you're doing, that's okay. That's completely 150% okay. Does it feel cozy and calm? Not necessarily. That does not mean that there's anything wrong with it. And then the timeline thing, because I'm like, I see this with my brother all the time, and he's about to graduate college, and he just, I can tell there's, an amount of stress about like, well, I didn't, major in a STEM kind of subject, and I'm not going to go, I don't have my career path just pave stoned. I think that's a word. I'm making it one. I don't have a clear career trajectory. Who cares? Again, you're going to be dead. Who cares? And I think it's so much, find comfort in the confusion, because you could have the opposite thing happening where you made sure to go to law school because your fucking parents said that you should, and it felt like, I don't have a sense of direction and this is the only direction I have, and want to die. Okay? I'm not saying that's the case for law school across the board, but I'm just saying, like, that's a place you don't want to be. You actually want to be living in the uncomfortable unknowing. And then like the timeline, like, oh my God, I'm 33, and I guess I will be getting married when I'm 34, which that is late in the game. According to Utah, I'm a senior citizen entering into a relationship. I'm like a fucking world wonder and should be on the cover of the Utah Times for you can find love at 50 to 60 years old. Golden, literally the golden bachelorette, and now she is getting a ring put on it. 33, 34, 44, 74, who cares? Whose timeline is this? Literally. And when I read stuff about like, oh my God, poor thing, like she doesn't have a man. Hello? Do you know how embarrassing? I am judging the fuck out of the person that writes that. Oh, I am judging them harder than any Reddit troll could fucking judge. Like, that is embarrassing. And what is your worth? And what is your sense of identity, you fucking creep? Okay, next question. What's one non-negotiable you think more people should have in relationships? Oh, this is a really good one. Non-negotiable for a partnership, unequivocally, safety. If you don't feel safe in your romantic partnership, you don't need to be in one and you need to be single. Whether that's because, and I mean, yes, like in a physical, like my life is in jeopardy. Yeah, either your physical or mental well-being not being safe is an absolute deal breaker and a no. Whether that is because of their shit or your shit is something that you need to look into and like peel back the layers on, because you could very well be in like a great, amazing, fulfilling, safe relationship, but you don't feel safe because your last husband cheated on you repeatedly and you have trust issues. And that is so fair and so valid to have. It's just a matter of we need to work through them. And it's really just not worth it to be in a relationship and not feel safe. And it's not worth it. And it's worth it to be in the unknowing and uncomfortable that can be being single. Like, no questions. If it's clearly your partner that's making you feel unsafe based on their actions, like they said they were going to call you and they didn't, you don't hear from them, they play games, they're ambiguous about what they want in the relationship, ain't nobody got time. Because we're going to die. Just another reminder. You don't have time, okay, for that bullshit. I mean, yes, there's something to be said about I don't regret being in any of my relationships. And I have been in some relationships with some straight up not safe motherfuckers, okay? And do I regret those relationships? No. And if you want to just kind of stay in, a relationship that you're not 100% clear on, that's okay. But if you are very clear on someone, or even on the fact that you yourself, you're not ready to let someone let you be safe, then it's time let's either knowingly stay in it at least or cut the cord. Just none of this unknowingly or knowingly and staying. Hopefully that was English. English was my second language, and unfortunately, I do not know how to speak my first language, which was Spanish. We did a little flip-flop. Okay, now you guys, we're going to kind of I'm going to start answering these quick because it's just like a lot of wisdom for one episode, Okay. Fuck, marry, kill Allie. John like the Bible. Soph. I'm going to kill Soph because right after I can end this episode, I'm going to say I obviously didn't mean that. I didn't want Allie and John to be mad at me. I'm going to marry Allie and I'm going to fuck John like the Bible. No question. Which is really funny because, by the way, Allie and John are brother and sister. They're my best friends in the whole world. Allie and I have talked about getting married, and John and I have talked about fucking and getting married. So that's why I'm going to fuck John and marry Allie. I couldn't fuck Allie. Okay. Next question. So I've struggled with mental health, and that's the only reason I can't date. So what are your thoughts on becoming a stripper despite all his frat calls to my landline? What the fuck? You have a landline? Fuck the stripper shit. You have a landline? Okay. Do you da. Interesting. I'm just paraphrasing. You have mental health issues and therefore you can't date, and then something about his frat calls to your landlines and you wanting to become a stripper because of this said guy and because you can't date. Let me go lawyer at this, and we're gonna poke holes in each fucking piece of this question. Why the fuck do you have a landline? Very interesting. Second, frat calls to your landline is all I need to know. That's a wrap. He ain't the guy for you. Third, you can be in any kind of relationship you want to be with mental health issues. And I would like for you to point out one living, breathing human who doesn't have some type of mental struggle. You know, like I consider myself very, very happy and now pretty even regulated emotionally. I have straight up mental issues, okay? That are actually, mine are, I do this every time where I discuss a little too much and it's not about me. It's about you guys. You can date with mental issues, okay? If they're so drastic that you're going to cause harm to yourself or the person in the relationship, then let's, but all you got to do is talk to a medical professional and then you can probably be in the relationship. That's not a reason. Should you become a stripper because this guy's a dick and because your mental health issues? Don't do it on behalf of the mental health, but definitely do it on behalf of this dude. I know that sounds wrong, but this is for all the ladies out there that are single, but more than that, have been slighted or hurt or fucked over by a guy. You will never be as powerful as right now. And I'm going to say that one more time. There is nothing more powerful than a woman who has recently been fucked with by a dude. Nothing. You are literally like unworldly. You don't fly by the standards of the world. Rules, laws don't apply to you. And you're basically like an alien and you are capable of anything. I suggest anyone who just found out their dude has been cheating or their guy just left them or did something, anything that you've ever wanted to accomplish in your life, now is the time. You will have the power, the energy, the clarity, the stamina, the everything to succeed. You want to fucking get the body you've always wanted. You want to get the job you've always wanted. You want to make the move you've always wanted to do. Now is the time. In fact, I kind of wish that a guy would fuck me over so I could just get a few things done on my to-do list, big major things, but I'm gonna have to find another way to do it. But so should you become a stripper? If that's something you've always wanted to do, this guy aside and his actions aside, do it. Do it. But if you're doing it in spite of him, do it for like 2 or 3 days. Like, I'm all about engaging in somewhat not healthy, risky behavior to a degree to spite the motherfucker. But you can only like do that shit for like a week, and then it's like, okay, well, now I actually have to focus on the self. Next question. When is too early / too old to try to change / improve your relationship with your parents? Oh my God, that's a very good question. I'm 25 and can't tell if I should just be a grown up and make peace with everything, or do I still have time to improve and should make an effort to have the hard conversations? What a phenomenal question, because I have never been more pissed about my upbringing as in this moment ever in my life. Like, never have I ever been so annoyed and like, what the fuck, my mom and dad, as I have been like in recent years. And all that means is you have almost reached self-actualization 100%. And the thing is, no one gets by unscathed, right? Like, there's not one person I could talk to that could say, my upbringing was perfect and there's not one critique for my parents. That's not human. But I think having a little bit of anger is actually really, really good for you, because what it does is it allows for you to connect with that younger part of you. And that shit runs deep, okay? That's like deep, deep, deep stuff. But it allows for you to feel the feelings that you couldn't back then, that you either didn't have the words for, that you didn't know how to process, that you didn't understand. And in that way, I think it's actually really good to be angry or mad at your parents. Do I think you should have the hard conversations with them? I think you should do that if it's going to better your relationship with yourself or better your relationship with your parents. If it's one of those, my parents fucked me up and I'm going to ride that wave and just be like a degenerate of a person, I can't respect that and I can't fuck with that. And you might have the conversation with your parents as a side note, and the conversation could very well not have the result that you were hoping for. One of the things that I know is like very common is lack of acknowledgement and basically like a denying history kind of response, which I haven't run into that, but I've run into kind of wanting a certain accepting and validating of an experience that didn't go all the way there to the degree that I feel it or think about it. And that's okay. Like, that is okay. People, process and memory is a funny thing. But I say have the hard conversation if it's gonna impact that relationship with your parents or with you. By the way, setting boundaries with your parents is kind of the hardest thing in the whole world. You are like relearning deep rooted identity level things that you have known to be true your whole life. And that can be like a fuck storm. I am just like, guys, I don't know. I mean, should I do this for a living or something? That's all I've got. I think that's enough wisdom for today. I have said something along these lines with no delivery behind it, which is there's something coming from my camp, from me to you, that is big, major that has impacted basically my being and the way I even communicate with you guys. And I would love it if you make sure to tune in next week. And if you've ever felt like Sofia with the fucking soft launches that never go anywhere, this ain't a fucking soft launch. And with that, sloots, I love you guys so much. Talk next week.